we can't do certain things right now. We're we're a few days off from the first round of the fiscal budget negotiations starting. You know, after I propose the fiscal budget, I give it to the ministers, and we go through our little opening thing there with that, and then they take a few days to marinate with it for a while, so they can begin to get an idea of what they like and what they don't like, and all that other stuff that goes on with that. So while they're doing that, I got things I have to take care of as well as the other regular operations. And my chief of the staff, who I have to remind him like once. It's been like 14 Earth years with this man, and it's like I gotta remind him like once every I don't know 3 or 4 months that he is not my father. It's like I'm the boss, you're not mine. No, it's not that serious. But every now and again, I gotta remind him that he's not my father because he's a few years my senior, and we go back again 14 Earth years and stuff. We've done a lot of things over the years in terms of the work that has been done and being done. Uh, he's been there to help me. So, but the chief will basically look at anything that um, I do outside of my regular regimen, and he'll be like, "We don't have the time for this. There's no time for that." And he'll be looking to snip this and cut that. And normally, when we start getting heavy into fiscal budget negotiations, um, we shut down particular things, and basically, I'm offline, and everything gets through to the chief of the staff. Um, the chief just prefers for me just to do my job, as they say, using the word job for expediency. His thing is, look, fiscal budget is not things to play around with. And now that we have expanded into all these cities and we have limited operations on the ground in 4 new city areas, they're not fully operational, but we got limited situations happening in 4 new cities now. We could very well end up in as many as 12 new cities, the way things are currently going. And um, it's forcing me to do more work as a result. And there's not enough hours in the day to begin with. And so, as things get stronger and as things become more complex, uh, my chief of staff is becoming increasingly like he's hoarding all of my time. He's telling everyone, look, no, no. For after a while, they're gonna start calling him Doctor No. We already have a running joke where some of my my higher ranking officials they will ask me the question, "Where's Chief?" And I'll be like, "On my case. Where else?" Because that's what that's that's his function in life, just to make sure that I make my meetings on time and everything else, and he keeps everything in proper pecking order, and he makes sure that um, Incident Operations Unit, who's constantly, they're always trying to get me to ask me questions. Stuff comes in, they want responses to go back out, so they'll ask, how does this be worded? What's this? What's that? A lot of things they'll root through the Minister for the Communications, but a lot of things they come to me about, or they'll come to the Chief of Staff. The thing is, when we're in meetings, I know what happens when I'm not around. The Chief basically cuts into him and says, look, don't be calling for that. Just do this. Use some judgment. Yeah. But we're getting to a situation now where this is really it's a lot of work. And if this year's fiscal budget negotiation are any indication of uh, where things are going to be over coming years, as they say, in the very near term, because again, out the gate, already there's like surprises. We haven't gotten sat down for the first round of negotiations yet, and already the jockeying for position has already begun. And again, from a source that I didn't generally expect. Most of the time, I know who the usual suspects are, who's going to do what, and how they're going to do it. Uh, but this year, a whole lot of things have turned. We have so many things externally that's going on. There's so many things regarding exports that's going on, or could potentially be going on, and there's particular things that could be negotiated, and it's just a lot of things that are really changing the game, as they say. And our foundation, being as secure as it is, has allowed for us to have this smooth transition into certain things, uh, but a little rocky in others. And it's, it's really it's a beautiful thing to see. It's been 10 years, 2 months, and a few days of this labor of love. Well, not exactly 2 months, but we're pushing 2 months. 10 Earth years and working on 2 months of this work. And it's been non-stop excitement on the one side. Uh, it could be exceedingly draining. 20-hour days on the regular after a while will do you in. Yeah, it could be a little rough on you. It could be a lot rough. Uh, it's but it's necessary work, and it allows our folks to have a viable option, a viable solution. So I don't have any regrets. I do get tired. I do get tired. It can be a lot, but nonetheless, I know the purpose. I know what it's for, and I'm honored. I'm allowed to have the gift of love, of a little bit of knowledge on CAP, and I'm allowed to have access to that information in a manner where it can be useful and made to do some things that's relevant in the lives of so many folks. Obviously, those within the Amexem-Moor-Empire national family, those within our sphere of influence, our kith and kindred, and perhaps to a whole host of folks I will never have the honor and pleasure to get to meet. Nonetheless, work has to get done. You gotta bend those elbows, you gotta put in that elbow grease, you gotta put the nose to the grind, all the other good stuff that folks say. And honestly, um, I know that generations from now, when folks look back and say, well, what became the turning point? I want to be able to say that the efforts that I do and the efforts that I do with the entire Amexem-Moor-Empire National Collective, moving as one, I would like to know that folks look back and say that our family right there, the Amexem-Moor-Empire, those folks did excellent work to show forth the way for us to be where we are right here and now. And that would be, in my view, one of the best gifts that we could possibly give to our progenitors. And so I think that having just recently celebrated Seniors Day, it's very, very important that we keep that frame of mind on a daily basis.